You welcome from Route 5, Union, South Carolina, Frank O. Hill. Frank? Frank, have a seat there. See if that fits you all right.
It does real good.
You're a pretty good size man.
You're a nice-looking man, too, Mr. Carson.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, thank you.
You just call me Johnny if you want to.
Well, my people taught me to call everybody older than I am Mister.
So you're dropping a few on me right off, huh? There's little quail ammunition, though. Oh, I'm just kidding. That's all right, Frank. Where is, I was going to say where's Route 5, but obviously it says here, Union, South Carolina. Where's Union, South Carolina?
It's kind of in the suburbs of Lockhart, South Carolina. You might It's in between.
That's a beautiful state, I understand, and I've never been to South Carolina.
Oh, yes, there's Allenburg and Kelton and Bentleytown.
Yeah?
A lot of pretty good-sized towns.
Yeah. You spent most of your life down there, have you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Born and raised right there, and I always knew where to go when I'm home, but around here, people move a lot faster than they do down home.
It's spread out. It doesn't...
They talk a lot faster than they do down at home.
We do, don't we? We tend to rush things.
Yes, sir. But if you don't have much to say, I guess it's all right to talk fast.
Well, you're probably right.
I'm sorry, boss man. I was talking about something. I was thinking about something else.
Okay, now they tell me you call yourself the manure man of South Carolina, and you make handmade artifacts from quail. Now, how did you first get interested in this?
Well, you remember back in the 70s?
Sure.
Gas really started going up.
Price of gasoline?
Gas went up, and a lot of things started going up out of that.
You betcha.
Now, after one season, I finished with my birds and hunting and all, and I had to fill my bins back up to start the next season. And the bill they sent me was for twice as much as the year before.
For your gas bill?
I thought they had made a mistake. So I called and said, no, this is right. The soybeans is doubled and this is doubled. And I said, oh, my goodness. And I had a huge feed bill, and I watched them birds in the pen and their heads in the feed pan and dropping coming out the other end, and I said,
nature at work.
Look like I said, I'll never be able to get my money out of that bird. He's going to eat more feed than he's worth. So maybe I could take the dropping and, do something with it and get it out. So
these were quail, were they?
Yeah,
right?
Yes, they're quail birds.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a good idea to make some as a joke and sell them to some of my Yankee friends,
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do, Frank. I have to do a commercial here.
Yes, sir.
We Yankees would probably go for that real quick. We'll do a commercial from one of our sponsors, then we'll come back and talk about this fascinating work of yours. Hi, if you just joined us, we're talking to Frank O. Hill from South Carolina. What's the O stand for, Frank?
Not anything, really.
Really?
It's what Mama said when I was born.
Oh, Hon says...
And then I have got a problem. And when I was born, the doctor, when he spanked me, I was slick. And I've been sliding a lot ever since. But he knocked me right out of his hand, and I hit that old red thing, tile, and that in my head.
That's what happened to it, huh?
Yes, that's my problem. But I said, when I hit the floor.
Yeah. Now, about these quail droppings, so you wanted to find something to do with them to make some money, so you made them up into kind of jewelry? Was that it?
And I thought, my Yankee friends, they'd sold me a bunch of crap a lot of times. I'd buy anything they had to sell.
So, can we show some of these items?
Yes,
because they're rather fascinating, and I'll just ask you about them, and I don't really understand how this works. Is this...
This here, Mr. Carson, is one of the largest droppings that a quail ever dropped. I'm sure
a Guinness dropping, huh? Yeah.
And Her name was Sarah Bell, and she died soon after that.
Now, this is the actual, this is the actual thing that came out of her feathered colon
Yeah.
right here?
Spelled it, I mean, you know.
Uh-huh.
But,
And you put it inside of
yes, sir.
some kind of stone.
Right, it's plastic.
Right.
I thought it was great that, you know, a fella like you would let an old Southern country boy be on the show
Well,
and sell
this
such
well,
cheap
these are-
manure. When
No, that's all
you-
right. These are...
You get such a high price, so I brought you the biggest one.
Well, that's very nice.
And here's a star, and I'm going to break the mold. That's a first limited edition, and it's just for you.
A limited
And I'm
edition.
going to break the molds when I get back
And
to
that's it.
South Carolina. It's a big dropping
Yeah.
for a big star.
Oh, that's very nice. Big dropping for a big star. I don't think I've ever been so moved, Frank. You'll excuse the expression there.
Don't cry, but I'm sincere.
You're kind of the Cartier of caca, aren't you? That's really nice.
I'm outstanding in my field.
Yes, you
Manure.
sure are. Now, this is a little pendant I suppose one could give a loved one, or...
Necklace, yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
How...
And this is for Miss Joanna. See, I thought a star's wife should have a star, too.
Isn't
so that's
that nice?
the ring for her,
She'll
yeah.
treasure this.
I bet she will. And I
Treasure
have,
it.
you know, I've got some rings here. This is an engagement ring.
Oh.
And this is a wedding band.
This is an actual wedding... You could use it for a
Yeah.
wedding ring.
Yeah, see.
I guess I'm a little old-fashioned. I don't know, scraping a wedding ring off a windshield is not exactly...
Yes, but if you think about it this way, you know, the engagement of the wedding one, sooner or later, sometime,
Right,
they're going to turn out to be a bunch of them.
right. Well, you have an... Actually,
This way you hadn't lost a dime.
you'll never go out of business because you really have an unlimited supply. As long as the birds are, I guess, your enemy could probably be Kaopectate, if anything.
See, I used to sell hatching eggs from the quail.
You used to sell hatching eggs.
The eggs that they laid to hatch, you know.
Right.
But they only laid one egg a day,
Uh-huh.
and I only got a dime for the egg.
Well, that's...
And they'll go to the bathroom about 40 times a day. And
Well,
I
you
get
will.
about $10. Yes, sir, if you push it. See, I chew the feed up some for me. Don't have to digest it so
I
much
see.
long. You know, get it
So they
free.
spent most of the day... most of the day is in a frenzy, I guess, for them.
Yeah.
You know, for a while, they were talking about as a source of fuel. I'm serious now. Dried droppings
Yes.
and so forth. It could be used as, when it's dried, to be burned as fuel. Have you ever thought of that?
Well, if I believe there's more money in it like it is, because a ton of it will bring in $176 million.
Oh, wait a minute. A ton of quail droppings?
Yes, sir.
Well, how do you figure that? 176
Well, I
million?
didn't, but those people at Clemson University got them computers and things, and
Yeah.
those poultry specialists.
How would they bring in all that kind of money, Frank? What would you
they
sell it
take
for?
one dropping and they keep adding droppings to it, and they weigh it up, and they make a pound out of it, and then they make a ton out of it, and it $5 a dropping. It takes that many droppings multiplied by 5.
Well, who would pay you for that? I mean...
Well, who buys them? See, the people that buy them, when they've bought enough quail droppings, that number of quail droppings, it would amount to $88 million for me and $88 million for who sold them. See, I got some dealers, and they resell them. I make wholesale price.
It's kind of a franchise thing you've got
sir.
going here? Well, that's fascinating. Are you making a living at this, Frank?
Well, it's kind of a messy living. I mean, you know, it kind of doesn't come.
pay
I
for your
get enough
thrills.
to buy me a few black women, go fish a while, and I come back.
Well, it's fascinating, Frank. Are you going to stay out here for a while now?
No, I'm going to head back just about as soon as I can.
Kind of miss South Carolina, huh?
Yes.
What do we have there, Frank?
There's some droppings here. I just
Well,
maybe
I-
you want to see the...
No, not really, Frank. No. I'll just peek in there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
big
that's-
ones and
that's
little
what
ones.
they
and
are.
all different.
Okay, it's kind of a gift assortment.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, you're a fascinating gentleman, and I thank you for coming out here. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you for asking me.
Give
I
our
really
best to
have.
everybody.
Mr. Bob Lowe, they've been real good to
Bob
me.
Dolce?
Yes, sir.
Miss Ramey?
They really been good to me. Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you have a
Treat
good
me
time.
good. It's been a pleasure being out here and visiting.
It's been a
y'all.
pleasure having you
I sure
here.
do appreciate
Hope you
it.
have a good-
As I look out here, you know, I see not strangers, just friends I've never met.
Thank you. Good for you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. See you in the way.